Hey, Dustin Boudreaux here. Thanks for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me on this video. What I want to do over the next few minutes is just talk about some philosophies and mindsets and different principles that I learned from this book called the Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, if you've never heard of this guy or you never heard of his book, I'll include a link in the comments where you can get yourself a copy on Amazon.com. And while you're there, get the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's from the same author, and a lot of these things I'm going to talk about are correlated in that book, and they go much more deeper. But on this video, I'll just touch on a few of the important points where you can kind of get the idea of what the book's about and the information that it contains. And I'll tell you what, if you're ready for change, if you're looking for something different, you're looking to maybe take your life to the next level, this information can do it. Because once I heard it and really applied it and understood what it meant for my life, it was like a whole new world opened up to me. And let's just get right into the content and talk about a couple of these things. So we'll start with this cash flow quadrant. Now, there's 4 parts to this quadrant, and you will earn income from one of these quadrants or several of these quadrants. And let's just go ahead and explain what this is real quick. The first quadrant is an employee, which is the E. The S stands for self-employed. The B stands for business owner, and the I stands for investor. Now, before I really jump into these things and what they actually mean, let's talk about the old economy versus the new economy. The old economy is what's known as the industrial age, and that's when we were preached to go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, and one day retire, maybe at 65 or older. And if you look at that, people today that are in the employee environment, they work 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years of their life to retire on 40 to 50% of the income that most couldn't make it on while they were actually working. And you also look here, tons and tons of jobs are being replaced by automation and technology and all these different deals. So the idea of going out and finding a good job is almost non-existent in today's world. And whenever you're in this employee deal, you have the least control over your finances, your financial future, your time, when you report to work, when you can go on vacation, when you can go on lunch. So right here, this has the most restrictions on you, and you're usually working the most and maybe making the least amount of money out of all of these quadrants. And now usually when people get tired of being an employee, they'll migrate to the self-employed, which means basically you own a job and you will basically name your rate, or here's my fee to go out and do this work. Now here you don't have much leverage either, because if you stop working for a month or two, usually you're running the show, you're the face of your business, and if you're not working, you're not generating any income. Now when you migrate over to the business and investor, the right side of the quadrant, business right here means you have leverage, you have systems in place, so you have people that work for you that mean no matter if you show up to work or not, you have income coming into your business, and your business is growing without you being the life force pushing to generate money. And in the investor quadrant, this is whenever you start to have your money working for you, where you're not trading time for dollars, you have a ton of leverage, whether you're investing in stocks, companies, systems, you have a ton of leverage where no matter if you show up, you're sleeping, you're on vacation, you have money generating into your income, into your account. And if you look on the left side of the quadrant, it's said that 97% of people hang out on this side of the quadrant, the left side of the quadrant. And only about 3% of the population are on the right side of the quadrant. Now listen to this. 97% of the people are on the left side of the quadrant, 3% are on the right side of the quadrant. Here's something that was mind-blowing to me when this was explained to me. 3% of the money is on the left side of the quadrant, 97% of the money is on the right side of the quadrant. And that's why you hear these phrases, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That's not by coincidence. When you understand this quadrant, you will understand why those sayings are true and how you can get to the other side. That way you don't have to keep worrying about how you can make more money or why these people keep getting richer and richer. And also, let's talk about taxes for a second. The left side of the quadrant, you pay the most taxes than the right side of the quadrant. Here's why. So you're an employee, right? You go to work, you work 40, 50 hours a week. You're taxed on your income, and then you get what's left over. And the same thing, there's a lot of deals on self-employed people that pay a lot of taxes as well. Now, here's why it's so exciting when you start to migrate to the right side of the quadrant. The right side, when you're a business owner or investor, especially a business owner, you get the money first. You have tax write-offs that you can legally do, and all these different things. And then what after your tax write-offs, after your expenses, after all of these different things, then you pay taxes on what's left. So it's a complete different paradigm shift where you have much more control over your income, what you do, your expenses, let alone on the employee mindset where, again, you work 40, 50 hours, you get taxed, all these different things come out, and then you get what's left over. So it's a huge, huge difference. And so once you understand these quadrants, you can understand how to get yourself to the next level, because in this life, it's a game, right? And if you know how to play the game, you can get to the next level and you can start succeeding and doing things a lot different. And also, once you get to the right side, you're not living on that work 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years of your life. You don't mind working a ton because you're an entrepreneur and you can set your own vision and see where your life's headed, and it gets really, really exciting because once you migrate to this side, you start to control your income. You start to control what happens in your life, and that is very, very exciting. And so as we wrap up this video, this is something I just wanted to make because it's had a tremendous impact on my life, and we don't really have a financial education in school. It just, again, we're still working on this old model. Go to school, go to college, get a good job, find a whatever. And here's what's happening today in my generation. We're going to school, we're racking up a ton of student loan debt, hoping for a job when we get out, which usually you're not getting a job in whatever field you're studying. And so now you can't pay back all these student loans, and it's just driving up tons and tons of debt as a country, when if you can just get the right mentor or somebody that's successful in business, if that's what you want to do, and find out how to get to the right side and just pay a mentor, right? And so here's what we'll do is we'll wrap up this video. If you're struggling with maybe mentorship, or you have a home-based business and you're looking to maybe make more sales or generate more leads or whatever, guys, go to my website, dustinboudreaux.com, opt in. I'll keep in touch with you through email by sending out more value-based stuff, things that have changed my life, maybe books that can help you, and also show you some things that I've learned from mentors and how it can tremendously impact you and getting over to the right side of the quadrant. So as we wrap up, guys, I appreciate you spending these few minutes with me. I'll continue to cut out more videos and add some more value, the things that help me in my life and get to the next level. Thanks for joining. I'll talk to you soon.